So let's start with geometric isomerism, also initially known as cis-trans isomerism. It's also known as cis-trans isomer. Basically, it was first seen in double bonded compounds like alkenes with restricted rotation. Why? Because if you try to rotate the double bond, you have to break your bond to rotate. So there is a restricted rotation across the carbon-carbon double bond. Four different groups attached to the carbons, two carbons. Okay, it depends upon we have to see the substitutions on the carbon atoms which are form the double bond. So we have to see at the substitution, four different substitutions which are present on the carbon atom. So what is cis carbon, cis isomer? When similar groups are on the same side. When similar groups are on the same side. If you can see the cis-2-butene, the methyl groups are on the same side of the double bond. Your hydrogen are on the same side of the. Where in trans isomers, the similar groups are on the opposite side. If you see, your CH3 and H are on the same side. So that's mean dissimilar groups are on the same side and the similar groups are on the opposite side. And it is said that trans isomers are more stable than the cis isomers. Okay, so this is the basic things. So you have to know, in case of cis, the two groups are on the same side. In case of trans, it is on the opposite. And your geometric isomerism comes into play because of the restricted rotation across the carbon-carbon bond. So if you try to rotate it, it breaks up with the molecule. So it is shown by molecules which possess a restricted rotation across the carbon-carbon bond. Here in case of your alkenes, there is a double bond. So that is geometric isomer. Cis isomers, two groups are on the same side. Whereas in trans, it is on the opposite side. So this is cis and trans isomerisms. Now let's go for E and Z. It is similar to the R and S of your stereo enantiomers. Okay, it is the same way for your E and Z. Now it was also given by Kane, Ingold and Prelog. They gave the naming system, IUPAC naming system. The properties are similar to your R and S labeling. Okay, first assign the priority. So first what you have to do, you have to see, take the double bond, look at for the substitution, give the priority first. You know how to give the priority according to atomic number, that is the priority. Then you have to look for, if it is an isotope, according to the mass number. If it is multiple bond, you should convert it into equivalent number of single bonds. So these are the ways where you give the priorities. Once you are given the priority, for first carbon and the second carbon, you give the priority. Across a double bond, first carbon give the priority, then go for the second carbon across the carbon-carbon double. Once you are given the priority, then you have to look whether the high priority groups are on the same side or the high priority groups are on the opposite side. If the high priority groups are on the same side of the double bond, okay, if the high priority groups are on the same side of the double bond, then it is said to be Zusammen or Z configuration. And if it is on the opposite, it is known as entogen, that is opposite. So if the substitutions are on the opposite side, then it is said to be E conformation, and if it is on the same side, it is said to be Z configuration. So cis is Z and trans is E configuration. So remember this, cis, Z, E, trans. Okay. So let us take the example of 3-methyl 4-phenyl pent 3-ene 2-one. Okay. So you see the double bond. In case of this, which one will be given the first priority? Take one carbon at the first. Okay. So if you see carboxylic acid and your this thing, carbonyl group and your methyl. So which one will be given the first priority? Carbonyl group, because it is connected to two equivalent carbons. So in this place, your carbonyl group, ketone group will be given the first priority, then the methyl. Now you go to the other compound, other side, other carbon. You get an methyl and an phenyl group. In case of phenyl, your carbon is attached to 3 carbon atom. Your direct attachment of a carbon is to a 3 because phenyl contains a double bond. So double bond is converted into equivalent 2 carbon atoms, and moreover it is another connected to another carbon. So there will be 3 carbon. So that's why your phenyl group is given first priority and it is known as your E configuration. Now let us go for the second structure when aldehyde and a formyl 4-hydroxyphenylbutanoic acid. Now if you see, in this case, present case, it contains a carbonyl group and a phenyl group. So carbon is attached to what? Your double bond. First carbon is attached to your phenyl. In phenyl it is attached to 3 carbon. Whereas in case of your carbonyl group, it is attached to 3 carbon, 3 oxygen, because you are converting your double bond into equivalent single bonds. So 2 oxygens and a third oxygen which is connected of your carboxyl. That's why it is given first priority and second priority is given to your phenyl. Similar in case of aldehyde and your alcohol, aldehyde is given your first priority and your alcohol is given the second priority. So in this case, when your hydroxyl, when your priorities are on the same side, okay, in this case if you see across the double bond the priorities are the same, okay, so that is known as Z configuration. So this is known as E and Z. So priorities, you have to write the priorities same as that you have written for your in gold. You have to write down all the criteria. Then you have to see at the individual carbon atoms what is and then you have to compare. If the high priorities group are same across the carbon-carbon double bond, then it is known as Z, and if the priorities are on the opposite side, higher priorities and the lower priorities are on the opposite side, then it is known as E configuration. That is E and Z configuration. That was for your double bond. Now let us see for your cyclic ring structure. Cyclic structures, they also show geometric isomerism. That was for double bond. Now this is for your cyclic structure. Now you got your RR dimethyl cyclic bond. This is of cis configuration. Why? Why it is of cis configuration? Because your methyl groups are on the same side of across the carbon-carbon bond. Why it is in the because it is there in the same side. When it is there in the same side of the carbon, and this is also a restricted rotation. Why it is said to be restricted rotation? Can you rotate an cyclic compound? If you try to rotate your cyclic compound, there is a strain and your molecule breaks open. So that's why it is also an example of restricted rotation. And whenever there is a restricted rotation, then such type of isomerism is called as geometric isomerism. Isomerism shown due to the restricted rotation of the across the bond is known as geometric isomerism. Okay, remember this thing. Now let's go for the trans. In this case, the methyl groups are on the opposite sides. So they are said to be trans isomer. And the third example, when the two groups are on the same carbon, there is no geometric isomerism. So if the two groups are on the same side, there is no geometric isomer. Similar can be, you can take the example of cis 1,3-dibutane. The methyl groups are on the same side, on the top, above the plane. Whereas in case of trans, the groups are on the lower side, or on the lower side. One is on the top and other is on the bottom. That's why they are said to be geometric isomer. So this is an example of geometric isomer of cis of cyclic compound. Geometric isomerism in case of cyclic compound. So whenever the question is asked, you have to include this of geometric isomerism. Now, whether the presence of carbon necessary for required for exhibition of your geometric isomerism only between carbon-carbon bond only geometric isomerism seen? The answer is no. The answer is no. Not always. Compounds like oximes, azo, hydrozones, phenyl hydrozones, semicarbozones, etc. also exhibit geometric isomerism. In case of oxime, it is designated as syn and anti. It is designated as syn in place of cis and trans. Now, what is this syn and anti? So, in case of oximes, hydrozones and all, they are known as syn or anti. Now, let's take an example of syn acetaldoxane. If you see the OH and the H group are on the same side, if the OH and the H groups across the carbon-nitrogen double bond are on the same side, then it is known as syn-acetaldoxane. Now if the H and OH are on the opposite side, listen properly. If the H and OH are on the opposite side of the carbon-nitrogen double bond, then it is said to be a anti-configuration. So this is syn and anti-configuration, which is other than that of your cis and trans, but it is also type of geometric isomerism. Now in case of your azo, means there is a carbon-nitrogen double bond. If the two groups, if the lone pair of electrons are on the same side, then it is said to be a syn. When the lone pair are on the opposite side or the substituents are on the opposite side, it is known as anti-configuration. It is known as anti-configuration. Okay. Now, in case of hydrozones, when NH2 and your H are on the same side, it is known as syn. When your NH2 and H are on the opposite side of your hydrozone, hydrozone is nothing but C double bond N NH2. Okay, that is known as hydrozone moiety. Okay, so when the nitrogen amino group and your hydrogens are on the same side, it is known as syn. When your hydrogen and your nitrogen are on the opposite side, it is known as anti-configuration. So if a question comes on geometric isomerism, you have to explain first of all double bond, then your cyclic compound and aldoxanes, syn and anti. So all these things have to be included in your answer. All these things have to be included in your answer. So K9 in gold, what does it say? Assign priority attached to your chiral, that is your double bond. Atoms with the highest atom assigned highest priority. In the cases of tie, look out for the next. If carbon and carbon is present, then you have to go for the next. Double and triple bond has to be converted into its individual equivalent single bonds. Okay. Cyclic isomerism, we explain cis and trans. If they are on the same plane, it is called cis. If they are on the opposite side, it is known as trans isomers. Okay, this is in case of double bond, cis 2-butene or Z. When the two groups are on the same side, or the high priority groups are on the same side, it is known as cis or Z isomer. And if the two groups are on the opposite side, it is known as trans or E isomer. So this is geometric isomer. Now let's see based on the priority. Let's take one example of this. Bromine and iodine, chlorine and fluorine. So first is atomic number, which has got the more highest. Let's take one carbon at a time across the double bond. First carbon, bromine has got, and iodine. So iodine has got first priority. Give it as 1, bromine as 2. Now go for the second carbon. So chlorine has got 1 and fluorine has got 2. So what do you see? Once you see it, okay, 35, 53, 1, 2, 17, 9, 2, 1. So high priority groups are on the opposite side of are E, and high priority on the same side, it is known as. So if you see it from this, the high priority groups are on the opposite side. So this is said to be of E configuration. That's why it is known as E, 1 bromo, 2 chloro, 2 fluoro, 1 iodo, ethane. That's why it is of E. So this is how you use an Kane-Ingold method to determine the configuration across the carbon-carbon double bond. Okay. This is one more example. You give the priority, methyl gets first, hydrogen, you go to the second, 12, carbon 12, but you have to go for the next carbon because it is attached to your 3 carbon atoms. So that's why it is given first priority and second. Now, so first priority. Now if you see, the similar groups are on the same side. The similar groups are on the same side. That's why it is, So it is Z. It is Z configuration. Okay. It is Z configuration. Higher priority, lower priority. This is how you give the priority. So if the high priority groups are on the same side, then it is known as your Z isomer. If high priority groups are on the same side, it is known as Z isomer. Okay. Stereoisomers can be either a enantiomer or a diastereomers. Okay. So what are enantiomers? Let us see in case of cyclic compounds enantiomer. Enantiomers are whose molecules are non-superimposable on the mirror images. If you take your cis, 1,2-dichloro, if you put this mirror, they are non-superimposable. Whereas in case of trans 1,2-dibromo, trans isomer, they are non-superimposable on their mirror, so they are enantiomers. They are different molecules, but they cannot be superimposed on each other. So they are example of enantiomer. This is the example. Whereas if you take cis and trans isomer, they are not mirror images. They are completely different. So they are the examples of diastereomers. We have studied earlier when you were learning diastereomers. If you take cis cyclic isomer and a trans isomer, they are not mirror images of each other. That's why they are the examples of enantiomers. They are the examples of enantiomer. Whereas in case of cis 1,2-dichloropropane, the two isomers will be non-superimposed on the mirror image, so they are enantiomers. So let's start with effect of geometric isomerism on physical and chemical properties. So how does geometric isomerism, how the configuration affects the physical and chemical properties of your two geometric isomer? Now let's go one by one. Geometric